Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here with Cory Anderson. And Cory, you've been on a roll lately. You've had a lot of wins. Your last loss was actually to the former champ, Jan Blachowicz. And you're actually fighting for the title. It's a rematch against Nemkov. How do you feel going into that rematch?
I feel good. Camp's been great. Picked up where we left off last time. And go out there and do what we did last time even better. So I'm ready to do that.
Yeah, so in that first fight, you were actually handling very well up until that accidental clash of heads. I actually had you winning that fight. I think a lot of people did. After that match, I seen you got into the stands and you were screaming that you were the champion because you pretty much are the uncrowned champion of Bellator. So what do you feel about that? Like, how does that feel going in there knowing that you're pretty much the uncrowned champ?
I let that go. I mean, I was the uncrowned champ that night, but all said and done, I don't have the belt. I didn't win it. So I had to get that mindset out there. I'm not the champ. I'm still the challenger. So that lit the fire to get back in here and go even harder this camp, to go even smarter and work on things I did wrong in that fight and make sure I don't do them wrong again. So I just feel good. I'm ready to go out there and really go out there and show I am the champ, get this belt this time and leave no doubt.
Okay, so actually seeing there's a lot of people, going up champ status. When you win, if you win in your upcoming fight, are you thinking about moving up and getting that heavyweight belt as well?
It's all about dollars. Whichever one's gonna make us the most money, for sure.
Awesome.
I want the 2 belts, but if it's gonna give me more money to defend the 205 belt first and stay there and make that big check, then we'll go up and get the bag. We talk up to Bellator when it's over, said and done. But we got to worry about the first one first. We got to worry about Nemkov.
Okay. So you actually put away Ryan Bader, who was on a roll as well. What were your thoughts on that when you put him away?
I mean, I already knew I would win that fight. I knew things he did wrong and things he did good, and we just capitalized on it. So when it landed, if you go back and watch it, I only threw 3 combos, and the one I landed was the one I threw prior. And there's a reason why I threw it, because he threw the same punch over and over. And if you listen, you'll hear Mark Henry say, "It's there." And I shake my head and say, "Yep, I see it." And so we knew, if he threw that combo, the punch that he threw, that lazy jab, that the combo would land. And if it didn't put him out, it would hurt him. We would get a takedown and ground and pound him either way.
So you brought up Mark Henry. Actually, how long have you been working with Mark Henry?
I've been working with Mark Henry since the beginning, right from the Ultimate Fighter. 3 fights in the game, won the Ultimate Fighter. Mark was the first person I worked with in the back to win the fight to get on the show. He the one that told Frankie and those guys to pick me first. We worked throughout the whole show. After the show, they called me. I came out here, and I've been here since 2014. So 8 years later, we still here rolling strong.
What was your experience like in the Ultimate Fighter house?
I mean, it was a vacation for me, to be honest, I just went through a bad breakup the day before. So it's more get away from that. Didn't have to think about any of that stuff. Get away from all things back home. No phone, no social media, no internet, no news, no TV. So it's literally just to clear my head and just train, do what I do, work hard.
So you're splitting time here, and then you're also in Indianapolis. How did you get linked up with the IBG guys?
I had met Pat McPherson about 4 or 5 years ago through my wrestling coach, Stephen Bradley, because he's from Indianapolis, and he was helping out over there. And when things were going on here, things were going crazy with the pandemic, me and my wife decided to go ahead and up and get to Indiana. So we bought our house. We had already bought a house there. We was going to stay here for a little longer. Just have the house there when we were ready to retire and go. But things were getting bad with the pandemic, so, my wife was like, let's up and go. So we loaded up. We went to Indiana, reached out to my wrestling coach. He put me in touch with Coach Pat. Came into the gym, and, the bond was still there, and just kept working with those guys throughout. Before I got into fight camp, when the fight was announced, I came out here, and we still stay in touch. And now we're got the Indiana guys here helping Frankie, Sean helping me. We're just getting his work together. Yeah, you actually got some work in with Sean today. How did he feel, and what do you think about his game? I mean, Sean always had a tight jiu-jitsu game, or I want to say slick jiu-jitsu game. His jiu-jitsu game is kind of underrated. You look at it, you see, I can smash, I can pass that. When you get there going with him, it's the way he gets his butterflies and the way he positions his knee and frames and stuff. You think you're going to pass, you end up getting swept. So he's always been an underdog. I would say an underdog, because many people don't think jiu-jitsu is top tier until you roll with him. And he feels good there. Striking, we sparred the other day. His striking is looking solid. His defense is looking good. And I think he's ready for this big show fight.
Awesome. Hey, well, thank you very much for your time, sir. I appreciate you.